Did you know that the year 1617 marked a turning point in Black history? This was the year when some of the earliest recorded instances of Africans were forcibly brought to the English colonies in North America, specifically Virginia. They were not just relocated, they were robbed of their freedom and thrust into a life of servitude, introducing a grim chapter in American history that would echo with pain, struggle, and injustice for centuries. The arrival of these first African slaves in Virginia wasn't a haphazard event. It was a calculated move by the English colonists. With the rapid expansion of the tobacco industry, which was labor-intensive, a substantial workforce was needed. The introduction of African slaves provided the necessary labor, but also ignited a brutal legacy of slavery that would sculpt the social and economic framework of the colonies for generations. Interestingly, another significant event happened in 1617, often glossed over in history books: the birth of the first recorded African child in the English colonies. This wasn't just a demographic detail, it signified the start of a multi-generational presence of Black individuals in North America. These children, born to African parents in the colonies, were the foundation of the African American community. Despite their birth into slavery, their contributions to the building and shaping of what would become the United States were immeasurable. These events from 1617 lay a complex groundwork of both oppression and resistance. They signaled the commencement of systemic exploitation and discrimination against Black individuals, practices that endured through slavery, segregation, and beyond. Yet, they also planted the seeds of resilience and defiance against this oppression. From these early days, African slaves and their descendants found ways to resist their bondage through overt rebellion, the creation of rich cultural legacies, or the establishment of familial and community networks that safeguard their histories and identities. The resilience of these early African Americans is awe-inspiring. Despite the harsh realities of their existence, they carved out a sense of community, preserved cultural practices, and passed down a legacy of resistance that would eventually ignite the abolitionist movements and the ongoing fight for civil rights. This fight saw future generations drawing strength from the courage and endurance of their ancestors, pushing forward in the pursuit of freedom and equality. Reflecting on 1617, it's evident that this wasn't just the start of a dark chapter in American history. It was also the beginning of an extraordinary narrative of struggle, survival, and triumph against nearly insurmountable odds. The legacy of those first Africans and their descendants is deeply woven into the fabric of American identity, reminding us of the complexities of history and the power of the human spirit to overcome adversity. So, as you go about your day, remember the year 1617, the pivotal moments it holds in history, and the resilient spirit it represents. Let it inspire you to strive for equality, justice, and a better world.